Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today and welcome to the final roundup of information for Skyrim the Special Edition before the game launches this October the 28th. And we have a lot to go through today between what Bethesda Game Studios Montreal has been up to, the system requirements on the PC for Skyrim the Special Edition, as well as the console storage needs, and a Dovahkiin edition which is unique to Best Buy. So as I said, a ton to go through in this video, and let's start off with what Bethesda Game Studios Montreal has been up to. So in the Bethesda net post, which I will have linked in the description down below, we can see this excerpt here says Skyrim the Special Edition going gold also marks the first time we're celebrating a release as an international studio. We can't say enough about the hard work and love our Montreal studio poured into this project, meaning that they have been handling the port for the most part, which is, as they said, internal because it is within the Bethesda Game Studios family. So that is exactly what they've been actually working on for quite some time, it seems, and that's exciting but also a little depressing in a way, because we want to know if they're working on a special game like a new Fallout, a new Elder Scrolls, something that's going to be exciting for the Bethesda Game Studios family. Who knows how difficult this port was to get running? Was there a lot of time taken up working on this? But the good news and the silver lining here is that Bethesda Game Studios Maryland project was not interrupted, meaning that they have continued progress on whatever they've been working on, which is exactly why opening up a second studio was such a great choice by Bethesda, and an obvious one is that as they're trying to put out more and more. Hopefully the port is well handled for the consoles, because that would be bad if the first product to come from this studio was not too good of one. Moving on to the system requirements for Skyrim the Special Edition, we're going to be looking at the minimum requirements first. You're going to need a operating system of either Windows 7, 8.1, 10, and a 64-bit version. The processor needs to be an Intel i5-750 or AMD Phenom 2 X4 945 or above, of course, 8 GB of RAM at the very least, 12 GB of free hard drive space, and an NVIDIA GTX 471 GB or an AMD HD 7870 2 GB. Now that's the very minimum, but the recommended is the operating system is going to be the same as a Windows 7, 8.1, 10 for a 64-bit version PC. Your processor should be an Intel i5-2400 or an AMD FX 8320. At least, once again, 8 GB of RAM, 12 GB of free hard drive space, and a video card at the very least of NVIDIA GTX 780, 3 GB of memory space on that, or an AMD R9 290 with 4 GB of memory space on that. So once again, not that difficult of a game to run, which is quite surprising given all the up-reses, but these are the minimum and recommended amounts. Obviously, if you want this game to look as brilliant as it does in the screenshots and the gameplay we've seen for it, you're going to want to have better specs, which I'd imagine most PC users already have for it. But Skyrim was never a terribly difficult game to run, so that's good to see that the specs remained relatively low. But as for you console users, you're really not going to have to free up too much hard drive space. As for the PS4 in North America, you're only going to need 20 GB of hard drive space. If you're in Europe, it's going to be 33, and then for the Xbox One, you're going to need 17 GB of hard drive space in North America, and in Europe 25 GB. So if someone wouldn't mind explaining to me why Europe has a bigger file size, I have a few guesses, but I just want to get a concrete answer from one of you guys because I'm not quite sure as to why that is. But once again, Bethesda is showing that they are masterful at file compression, something that I've commended them on in the past, where you look at Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which is going to be 130 freaking gigabytes. What the hell is that? But then you look at a game that's a million times bigger than it, and it's 20 gigabytes on the PS4. To me, that's just mind-boggling that they make this game so big, but yet it's so much smaller in file size in comparison to a Call of Duty. I don't know how this happens, how this stuff gets out of hand, but once again, kudos to Bethesda for keeping the file size a reasonable amount where players can download the game again if need be and not have to spend days upon days doing it. The last bit of news I wanted to share with you guys is if anyone feels like forking over an extra $15, you can get the Skyrim Special Edition Best Buy exclusive Dragonborn Bundle. And inside this Dragonborn Bundle, you get a unique steelbook case, which is not the standard Skyrim Special Edition case that we've been seeing in the promotions. In fact, something that's a lot cooler. And on top of that, you're also going to be getting the Dovahkiin mask. So you're going to have a nice knit mask for when winter comes around soon, and you're going to be able to keep nice and warm and look fresh while doing it. Mind you, once again, this is only at Best Buy. I looked around and couldn't find anything for GameStop or anything, so this is a Best Buy exclusive. It's only $15 extra, so if you live near a Best Buy and you feel like forking out the extra $15 for the cool steelbook case and you want to look fresh while you're doing it, then that's the place to go. But that'll conclude the roundup of new information before Skyrim the Special Edition comes out. We have the system requirements, it's gone gold, it's ready to go. I'm going to be reviewing the game, I'm getting it quite soon, so I'm very excited about that. The international studio, Bethesda Game Studios Montreal, was working on this, so it's time to see how their product did, and I hope you guys are excited for tons of Skyrim the Special Edition content coming up, because I certainly am. As always, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, the links are in the description down below. Check out triggerbomb.com, the place by Bethesda fans for Bethesda fans. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.